Hey everybody, welcome to Momentum Charting. I am Alex. I'm happy to have you here. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Please go down below, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be talking about AMC today. You are not going to want to miss the next couple of updates I have on AMC. Some exciting stuff coming in the next few weeks. The only way to be assured that you are going to be getting updates of all of my videos are going to be to go down below and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit the like. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for being here to watch this video. Let's dig into the chart of AMC. And before we get into the chart, I just want to talk briefly about something I found quite interesting tonight. I was in my YouTube feed looking at videos, and I saw no less than 3 or 4 different videos on AMC in particular popping up, and every single video was talking about basically the same thing. They were talking about the quote-unquote psychological damage that the big hedge funds are trying to play on holders of AMC and trying to shake them out of their positions, and how it was psychologically torturing people to watch AMC go down day after day after day, and all this stuff. And to me, I mean, guys, it's actually pretty funny. It's like, it's almost like people just have no basic grasp of any sort of technical analysis, and it's just almost like you get these people who just think like the actions of price on a stock on a day-to-day basis are completely random and have no bearing whatsoever on any sort of indicators or what happened in previous days' prices. It's like, okay, so yesterday AMC ended at $40, but today no, it could open at $70 and we could go up to 120, or you know, yesterday we ended AMC at $36.64. Tomorrow it could open at $4. We don't, guys. Stocks do not work like that. And again, it's just amazing to me that people continue to just like literally have no grasp at all of the ability to read charts and see that markets are consistently showing patterns and predictions in price. And if you set your charts up in a similar manner to the way I do, you are never going to need to stress or worry about what's happening in the price of a stock again, or quote-unquote psychological damage that the hedge funds are doing to you, because you are going to have an extremely good idea of risk-reward, where stocks are headed in the very short term, and what your potential downside targets are when you're inside stocks that are losing momentum to the downside. Case in point, AMC. Okay, we'll get into that for a second, but just some of the most important trend lines here on the daily. We talked about this on the last update. Very, very long from 2017. Beautiful downward sloping trend line. Broke out here in late January and started this nice upward move to the upside in AMC. Most people are very well aware of what happened here towards the end of May. Prices just took off from 14, topped out at over $70, and have since pulled back. But you can see on this initial breakout here in late January, we started to form this really, really nice and well-defined triangle. Let me kind of zoom in here a little bit so you can see it better. So you have these nice touch points here in March, April, May, and then on a downward trajectory here in January, again in March, and then here in the middle of April. And once we broke out of that triangle to the upside, that's when we got this momentous move from the teens all the way up to over 70. And that was just a nice triangle set up there. And are we doing something similar on AMC, only on a much larger scale right now? Very interesting. I just noticed that pattern today. I didn't put this in the last update video, but I did kind of look at this today and found it very interesting. Sort of getting some wicks in formation, a little bit like we did here in February. I don't know for sure if it's going to play out anything like this, but I just found it interesting. It's something to watch for. So are we going to get something like this, like we did here, right? And pull out and start building momentum until early next year, where we have a big breakout similar in scope to what we had here. That would be awesome to me if that were to happen. But again, guys, let's just everybody get a hold of themselves with the psychological damage of the hedge funds. Guys, you can very, very clearly see, if you are using something like a daily momentum indicator, that we are currently in a waning / downward momentum cycle. And there isn't, if you are in this right now, you can very, very clearly see that momentum is to the downside, and you can expect prices, and you can have expected prices to be dropping every day since early July for the last almost 3 weeks now. We've been expecting prices in AMC to drop, and to call that some sort of psychological damage from the hedge funds. Guys, all you need to do is just, again, have this basic setup of momentum, trend, and daily and 1 hour trend lines on your charts to see that momentum has clearly been dropping in AMC. You just set here a trend line and on the daily, and you can start to see that these momentum lines were breaking here in middle of last month, and we started getting this rolling over, and there was literally no reason whatsoever to be in AMC. That is, now if you're a long-term holder, just like the GameStop guys are and some like that, I totally get that. And if you're a long-term holder in AMC and you've got a really long-term outlook over the next 3, 4, 5 years, that's a totally different story, and I cannot blame anyone for doing that. But if you're one of the guys like who is looking for quick price appreciation in AMC, looking for a swing trade, looking for a scalp trade, there is absolutely no reason to have been in this stock, to me, since June 25th. Okay, you had this consecutive series of momentum bubbles working to the upside, yes, but then you got the first red one here, never broke back above these zones here on the high bubble at June 24th, been working sideways and have been working down since then. What's the point of being in the stock if you're looking for only price appreciation and you're going to let a hedge fund mentally torture you, seeing clearly that momentum is to the downside and we are due for a correction in AMC? I just don't understand the psychology of getting worried when you can clearly see that momentum has been nosediving since last month, and we are still in a pattern of dropping momentum. Where is that going to stop? I don't know. I'm not sure. Again, is something like this going to start developing where we get a pullback of, let's get the ruler out, ruler tool, which I like to use from time to time, and see where that drop was. 72% from the top, right? So let's try that here on the top and see where we end up. Go to 72%. So that would take us right to around $20 if something similar were to develop. Now, guys, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just preparing everyone for potentially a scenario that looks interesting that could happen. If we were to repeat this pattern, which charts often like to do. Saw something very similar in Tesla earlier last year. That's a whole nother story for another day. But what if we were to get this coming down here to $20, just like happened here in February, and then start marching back up and hit this trend line? There's no real definition here as of yet, so I don't know where this would be, but maybe in the range of $40 to $50, somewhere in there, and then start coming back down here again, just and repeating this pattern for the period of many months until eventually we start able to break out of the triangle and move in earnest to the upside. So Is something like that in the cards? I don't know, but it's interesting to watch. So to me, we've got two potential downside targets in play right now. One at about the $20 level, and then again, very strong support here at around 15. So those would be two important levels for me to watch. On the 1 hour, let's break out this trend line, which I had here before. I need to see a break above this downward sloping trend line in order for momentum to start breaking to the upside in AMC. I don't know if that's going to happen within the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. It looks like towards the end of July maybe is a very reasonable area for that to expect that, and maybe start this gigantic triangle here again in the $20 range, which would be very, very interesting. But again, guys, anyone who's letting AMC psychologically damage them doesn't have the right mindset on stock. Like if you're a long-term holder in AMC, you don't care about these small dips. You know, you have faith in your analysis of the stock. You're just holding it through thick and thin. You're not going to get scared out by what the hedge funds are doing to the stock, some short downturn momentum, but downward price action in the short term. But my question is to all the guys who are looking for a quick buck in AMC, why in the world are you in this stock right now? Why and not necessarily why are you in the stock, but why are you getting worried to the point of psychological damage of a dropping price when you can clearly see that's what's been happening in AMC since last month? So we are still in this downward momentum cycle. Even in the 4 hour, you can very clearly see here we're developing this series here, very sharp, pushing downward momentum, of which is showing no signs of slowing down yet. So the default price action tomorrow is going to be what's happened over the last almost month of trading, which is more downward pressure in AMC. And if you're going to let it come to the point where you're getting scared and nervous about a few 2 to 3, 4, 5% down days in AMC, you should definitely not be involved in this stock right now. But to me, there is a absolutely fantastic setup happening here in AMC. I don't know exactly where it is, where it's going to be, but one thing is clear to me: it's going to happen. Whether or not that's a repeat of what happened here on this triangle from earlier this year in, let's see, once again, January, breaking out in May, over a period of 5 or 6 months, at whether or not something like that's going to happen, or we do just get a strong bounce back off of these supports and get a nice scalping opportunity. Something here is in development on AMC. I can feel it. We just have to be very, very patient with AMC to see kind of how this plays out, how this develops. I'm going to want to see a break in the daily momentum line back to the upside, at least some sort of a rounding bottom here where we can see prices start to have the chance to explode back to the upside. So guys, you do not want to miss any of my updates on AMC. I'm going to be doing them religiously over the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to not miss any updates on AMC, plus broad markets, all your favorite stocks right here. Subscribe to the channel below. Thank you so much for being here. Really happy to have you on this video. Again, welcome if you are new to the channel. Thank you so much. I will see you all again shortly in the next update video, and bye for now.